Hey guys, welcome back. A lot of pop stars have a lot of new projects in the works, so I want to start with the one that I'm looking forward to the most this week. Selena Gomez announced on Friday that she'll drop her new single, Good For You, on June 22nd, and it looks like Selena has another huge summer hit up her sleeve. Jason Lipshaw from Billboard tweeted that he heard this song was a monster. Do you think she can duplicate the success of Come and Get It again, or will this be something totally different and even bigger than her biggest hit to date? Selena is due to announce something big later today. It might already be announced by the time this video drops. Hang tight for the second coming of Selena. I'm ready for it. Are you? Moving on from one pint-sized diva to another, last episode we talked about Ariana Grande's new album Moonlight, and this week she spilled a little bit more tea, if you will, about her latest project. At Capital FM Summer Ball Bash, Ariana revealed that the new music was coming so fast and coming to her so soon that something could be happening next month. While I personally think that next month was a little bit of a stretch, I think it was just a metaphor for how fast it's coming. She didn't anticipate for all this new music just to come out of her. It looks like Ariana's going to release another album this year. This would be 3 albums in 3 years. I think this is a good strategy for her to have. Look what Rihanna did. She did 7 albums in about 8 years, and look at how much of a big superstar she has become. Ariana has had a fantastic breakout this past year. I think it's very smart for her to keep the momentum going. Her honeymoon tour, it lasts until fall, so I think if we had a late summer, early fall single with a holiday release, I think it'd be safe to say that Ariana would be at the top of the charts for another full year again. Now, Nick Jonas isn't releasing a new album anytime soon, but he is thinking of re-releasing his self-titled album. He released Nick Jonas last fall. He says that there's still a lot of life left in the record, and he's thinking of just creating a few more songs, repackaging it, and kind of just pushing the record out again. I think this is a smart idea. Nick has gotten a lot of momentum so far as a solo star. He has 2 top 15 hits, and his star power just keeps on increasing. I think there's a lot of life left in the record as well. I would love to see Numb become a single as well, but who knows, maybe he'll just release a new single from this new batch of songs and then revisit some of the hits that could be on the original version. What do you guys think? Do you think Nick Jonas releasing his album is a smart decision? Sound off in the comments below and we can vibe back and forth about it. Moving on to the last bit of album news, this person is 1 degree separated from Nick Jonas. Yes, it's about Iggy Azalea. Iggy was rumored to be dropping her new single from her sophomore album later this summer. She said after Pretty Girls released that we can look forward to it in a few weeks. But now it looks like things have changed because it turns out Iggy has scrapped all of the material she worked on so far and is starting fresh on her sophomore album. In the middle of last week, a fan asked Iggy what we can expect from her new album, and Iggy said she doesn't really know because she scrapped 6 months of worth of material and just started fresh recently. She said it's too early to tell what direction she'd be moving into, but she's not looking to abandon her identity at all. But there is some good news coming out of this new album. For those that missed Mixtape Iggy on the new classic, you guys can rest assured that she's incorporating some of that feel and some of those sounds from her mixtape that didn't get into the album. She wants to kind of mesh the two from her pop persona, from her mixtape persona. I think it's a step in the right direction. I think it's really smart that she scrapped her material so she can have even longer of a break and have a bit more of a media blackout. I don't think we'll have any new music this year. Maybe next spring, that would make sense. It'd be really smart for her to lay low, just really perfect her craft in the studio and give music that people really will eat up. Of course, you're always gonna have the haters, but if it's really good and has a decent amount of quality to it, she won't lose. Now, speaking of Iggy had to cancel her Pride appearance in Pittsburgh this past weekend due to a lot of reaction from the community that wasn't so positive. Obviously, everyone knows by now about all of the racist and homophobic claims that have been against Iggy due to a series of tweets that were dug up from years ago. I'm not defending her actions. I don't think she should have said what she said. I thought it was just stupid and childish and really just immature. Iggy has apologized before, and now she's apologizing again, but this apology seems a lot more heartfelt, and it seems like she sincerely is apologizing for her actions. In an official statement that she tweeted out last week, Iggy says, "I feel my participation at this point would only serve to further distract from the true purpose of these events. I'm a firm believer in equality. Unfortunately, in the past, as a young person, I used words I should not have. The last thing I want is for something so carelessly said to be interpreted as reflective of my character." I think this is really smart of Iggy to put out, whether it was her team putting it out or Iggy herself. I thought it was really a step in the right direction for her to acknowledge her wrongdoings and truly apologize for them once and for all. So hopefully people can kind of be at peace with what happened and just kind of move on, whether they move on with her or without her. I just think this was the best case scenario for her to do at this point. Now, I always seem like I am pro Iggy or like team Iggy or like a really big stand for her. I'm not at all. I just think a lot of stuff that happened recently is kind of unfair and it's just getting tired and just weak. I do understand what she's done and what she said and everything that kind of goes into this whole thing with Iggy. I just think we can kind of move on after this point. What are we going to do? Rehash the same thing over and over and over again? There just has to come to a time where we just have to let it go and let it be at peace. And I think now, starting now to the rest of the year, I think Iggy can kind of lay low and kind of let everything die down and finally find her place within the pop world. Now, I've been very vocal about how I feel it's ridiculous that Iggy is getting hated on, so I'm not going to open up that can of worms again. I'm just going to touch on how ridiculous it is that Azealia Banks is booked at a Pride event in New York. Meanwhile, she's used even worse derogatory terms than Iggy Azalea, and no one is saying anything about it. There's no think pieces, there's no petitions, there's no tweets. There's really nothing stopping Azealia Banks from performing at Pride after what she's done. Azealia Banks has never really apologized for using the F word. I understand that Iggy has used similar terminology. She's used the word homo and she's used the word dyke. I feel like the F word is a lot worse than those. And Iggy has apologized before, kind of half-assed, and now she's fully apologized. Azealia has done nothing but justified her behavior on numerous occasions why she should use this F word, yet everyone kind of gives her a free pass for whatever reason. It just seems like this weird double standard. Everyone says that there's a double standard with Iggy. She has all this success because she's white in the hip-hop community, rap community, pop, whatever, and no one is saying how it's totally okay for Azealia Banks to use the F word and yet promote Pride and be around the LGBT community at one of the happiest events of the year for them, and she kind of gets away with it, but Iggy Azalea has to cancel her event. It just really makes no sense to me, and I really want to know why no one is freaking out over Azealia. I personally think neither of them should have been performing at Pride, and I think this whole thing just is really disastrous. What do you guys think of this? Am I being stupid? Is everyone being stupid? Who really should have been performing at Pride? Let me know, we can go back and forth about it. I obviously would be happy to talk about this. Moving on to one last ridiculous claim from this week, a song was registered on BMI under Katy Perry's name called 1984. Immediately the internet jumped on this, saying that this was the diss track that Katy has been writing for Taylor for her new album. Well, it didn't take long for Katy's team and Katy even herself to shoot down that this is entirely false and Katy has no association with this track whatsoever. A lot of times artists register songs on BMI that might not even be used and they might not even be associated with. I think this has all just been something that the internet has made up. I really don't think that Katy should be addressing any Taylor Swift drama on her new album. It really is just childish at this point. Katy's going to be 30, Taylor is in her early to mid-20s. Let it go, who cares? Like, you stole some dancers, the dancers were contracted to you, Taylor just decided to be butthurt about it. It really just came down to business, and I think everyone should just shut up and let this drama, die. That about wraps it up for this week's episode. I just want to give a shout out to two songs that I was feeling all week. I am over the moon feeling Prince Royce, J-Lo, and Pitbull's Back It Up. I wasn't into it at first because I was like, womp womp, J-Lo's doing just a Spanish verse. But the video came out and I was feeling the visuals, and then that made me like the song more, and now I keep playing it all week. It's fantastic, it's great for summer, it's got this dance hall feel. If you haven't listened to it yet, definitely check it out. And the other song that I'm feeling is the leaked Miley Cyrus track Nightmare. Nightmare was supposed to be for bangers. It kind of brings Miley back to her original pop roots. Dr. Luke is rumored to be behind it. I would love, love, love for Miley to revisit her whole pop entity instead of this whole urban pop, psychedelic rock pop feel. I don't think that will ever happen in a million years, but Nightmare goes to show you that no one does traditional pop better than Miley. Well, that's about it. A lot of big albums come out this week. We have Adam Lambert's album, Hilary Duff, Georgie Moroder. You can look out for all the reviews on those albums and more on the site. You can stream the albums on the site. I think there's something for everybody on each album, so definitely go and check those out. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, comment below, and we will see you next week.